to episode 76 of the Jimmy Canz Show, Classic Supercard Retrospective time again. SummerSlam 89, feel the heat. Let's talk about it, all right? SummerSlam 89, WWE event, held on August 28th, 1989 from the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Attendance was 20,000. It was broadcast live on pay-per-view and later released on home video, courtesy of Coliseum Video. The action was called by Tony Schiavone and Jesse the Body Ventura. 9-match card, second ever SummerSlam, and for the second year in a row, the world champion is on the card in a tag match instead of defending the title. So there you have that. Let's get into it, all right? Our opening contest was a tag team encounter. The team of the Hart Foundation, Bret the Hitman Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, taking on the Bobby the Brain Heenan's Brain Busters, the WWF Tag Team Champions at the time, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. Non-title bout, as was explained that this match was signed prior to the Busters winning a 2 out of 3 falls contest on Saturday night's main event the previous month to win the titles. So that is why they are not on the line here. Title or non-title, heel's gonna heel. Brainbusters get the win in this one via underhanded tactics, as one would expect. Heenan distracting the official, allowing Anderson to hit a big elbow across the back of Bret's neck as he was attempting to cover Tully. Arn then rolls Tully out of the ring and covers Bret for the 3, even though he was not the legal man in the contest. He, meaning Anderson, not the legal man to make the cover. So there you have that one. Like I said, heel's gonna heel. It's the 80s. Next up, we had the American Dream Dusty Rhodes Daddy in his polka dots, taking on former Intercontinental Champion, the Honky Tonk Man, who had the Mount from the South, Jimmy Hart, in his corner. My biggest gripe with this matchup is the fact that Dusty was in a feud with Boss Man at the time. So why he's competing against Honky in this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Boss Man is on the card in another match. So it just, this is the 80s. We don't get these big shows all the time. You've got a feud going on and you don't have anything, going on here. So it just didn't make a lot of sense to me, but there you have it. Dusty had the crowd eating out of his hand, always did. And, finishing this one, live by the sword, die by the sword type analogy. In this case, it's a guitar, not a sword. Rhodes was shoved into the official, knocking him out. And, Honky takes advantage of the situation, gets a hold of Rhodes. Jimmy jumps up on the apron with the guitar in hand, getting ready to clobber, or as Dusty would say, clubber, him with the guitar. Dusty is able to duck and avoid it, whereas Honky takes the full force of the shot, knocking him out cold. Dusty then drops a bionic elbow drop onto Honky. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Post-match, Honky sold that guitar shot beautifully, acting all loopy and dazed and disoriented, and everything. Some comedy gold right there. So there you have that one. Our third match was between Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, and the Red Rooster. What I found a little odd in this one is that Perfect gets the quote-unquote jobber entrance, as he is already in the ring when the camera cuts back from backstage. Doesn't even show him walking down the aisle. Nothing. It was just in the ring. My take on that is probably, this is a little bit before his iconic entrance music was ready. So he didn't have any entrance music. So that's probably why they opted just to have him in the ring to start the match. This one actually ended up having to go home early in this one and stop the match kind of prematurely as Taylor legit injured his knee in the match. So they just took it home, and Perfect wins it with Perfect Flex, preserving his perfect record at the time and thus furthering the character of Mr. Perfect. Next up, we have some 6-man tag team action. The team of the Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, and Tito Santana, taking on the team of the Fabulous Rujo brothers, Jacques and Raymond Rougeau, with the Mountain South Jimmy Hart in their corner. They are teaming with the model Rick Martel, who has the Slickster in his corner. So things break down in this one, kind of, toward the end of the contest. All the men are everywhere for a while. Michaels and Martel were the legal men at the point where everything just kind of broke down as the officials trying to get order and everything. Jannetty ends up in the ring, and he gets drilled by Jacques Rougeau from behind, allowing Martel to cover up Jannetty for the 3. So the heel team gets the win, with Martel pinning Jannetty, even though Michaels was the legal man at the time and not Jannetty. So, again, this is another case of heels going to heel type situation, similar to our opening contest. So another kind of loopy finish. So we're, 4 matches in, and we've gotten one, clean finish more or less, and that was a match where they had to take it home early due to an injury. So yeah, not looking like the world's strongest cards thus far. Next up, probably, surprisingly the best match on the card. It was the Intercontinental Championship rematch. Champion Ravishing Rick Rude with Bobby the Brain Heenan in his corner, taking on former champion the Ultimate Warrior. On a side note here, before I get into it, watching this match made me sad. I will say it, because all the major on-screen players, throughout this match are no longer with us. Rude's gone, Heenan's gone, Warrior's gone, Joey Morella's gone, Howard Finkel's gone, and even spoiler alert. I mean, if people aren't really familiar with these classic cards, I apologize, but even the outside distractor later in the match, Roddy Piper, is no longer with us. So it's kind of sad. Like I said, this was a surprisingly, solid match. Goes over 16 minutes, and I think a lot of it had Rude helped kind of carry Warrior through this one to probably one of Warrior's best matches in his career. I'll be honest with you. He did things in this match that, I don't think you ever see kind of Warrior do much of ever again. Belly to back suplexes, pile drivers, things of that nature, where he was just usually high energy, high impact, slams, clotheslines, yada, yada, yada. So, but anyway, like I said, way this one kind of ends is, Piper makes his way down to ringside. Reason being, heat had been building between Piper, Heenan, and Rude in the weeks leading up to SummerSlam on Primetime Wrestling. So it's kind of continuation from, what they started there. He makes his way down to ringside. He, meaning Piper, kind of distracts Rude. And as Rude is distracted, Piper turns around and moons him, which, distracts him even more. Warrior then capitalizes on said distraction, eventually, leading to him being able to land his press slam splash combo for the 1-2-3 and the recapturing of the Intercontinental Championship. So, and thus begins, this is the second SummerSlam in a row where Warrior captures the IC title, but this one right here, I think, is really what shoots Warrior, in the trajectory that we all know he's headed. Vince sees dollar signs. Wasn't exactly right, but hey, there you have it. Another 6-man match on the card here. King, Hacksaw Jim Duggan teaming with Demolition, Axe, and Smash, taking on the team of the Twin Towers, the Big Boss Man, the African Dream Hakeem with Slick in their corner, teaming with the Eighth Wonder of the World, Andre the Giant, with Bobby the Brain Heenan. This one here is another case of a non-clean finish, and as I said in my last retrospective, case of baby faces acting like heels, which I'm not a fan of, especially in this era. This is only around about 7 or so minute match, not too surprising. Andre can't really go very long. I don't think the cardio was all that great on any of the other men as well, to be quite frank. Finishing this one comes off, again, a distracted official. While the official's distracted, though, it's, Duggan who ends up using the 2x4, clobbering Hakeem in the back while he was trying to pin Smash, in which, Smash then turns around, covers Hakeem with a 1-2-3 and the win. So Demolition and Duggan win this one via shenanigans. Next, we get the match between the Mighty Hercules and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Again, a match with no real story between the competitors. Really, the story here was between guest ring announcer Ronnie Garvin and Valentine to help further that feud. Like I said, Garvin was ring announcer and just, insults both Valentine and Hart repeatedly during their entrance. Not really much to talk about in the match itself. Nothing special really happened. Valentine gets the win via chicanery, typical Valentine move, feet up on the ropes, 1, 2, 3. At which point, Garvin then repeatedly announces Hercules as the winner, even though the official didn't see it, and that's not the official verdict. Valentine did win this match. Garvin, states otherwise. This leads to physical altercation between Garvin and Valentine, thus furthering their feud and continuing things on in the months to come. Next, the returning Jimmy Superfly Snuka taking on the $1 Million Champion. Yes, he is now the $1 Million Champion, having debuted his title earlier in the year. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase with Virgil in his corner. Finish in this one, DiBiase ends up getting the win over Snuka via countout. Action spills to the outside when Snuka is distracted by Virgil and goes after Virgil, and DiBiase capitalizes on it and ends up, knocking Snuka out temporarily, where Snuka gets counted out and DiBiase gets the win that way. Snuka, recovers almost immediately after said count out, proceeds to abuse Virgil to allow the crowd to be happy. And last but not least, our second SummerSlam in a row with a tag team main event where your champion is in a tag match instead of defending their title, as the team of Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, with Elizabeth in their corner, take on the Macho Man Randy Savage, the Human Wrecking Machine Zeus, who have Sensational Sherry in their corner. So I don't understand, especially in this era where you only have the big 4 pay-per-views. And Survivor Series is a gimmick pay-per-view still at this point, where everything's the elimination matches. Royal Rumble is, a gimmick pay-per-view where the main focus is on the Rumble match itself. You've got, Mania, and you've got SummerSlam. And this is the second, year for SummerSlam and the second time in a row where the WWF title is not defended. So we're only seeing the WWF title defended once a year. Yeah, I don't know about this. But anyway, in terms of the overall story here, I mean, this is kayfabe on steroids here. Trying to pass off an actor, Tom Lister, as really being Zeus from No Holds Barred. This is, we haven't gotten to this event yet, but those of you that know wrestling history, this is RoboCop level bad. We'll be discussing that here shortly. So, this one's bad. And again, this is another case of, an ending via shenanigans. Things break down. Surprise, surprise. Liz ends up tripping Sherry, who spills into the ring, dropping her loaded purse, which Beefcake picks up and tosses to Hogan, who proceeds to clobber Zeus with it. This dazes Zeus, allowing Hogan to hit a big body slam. Leg drop later. 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Like I said, I'll be honest, I wasn't a big fan of this SummerSlam. Too many baby faces acting like heels. Like I said, you got Duggan doing underhanded tactics. You got Hogan, doing underhanded tactics with the purse. You've got the shenanigans too with Snuka afterwards, abusing Virgil and everything. So it's some weird stuff. Like I said, the best match was the IC title match. But, it's... And there were other matches on here too that just had no real story behind them that made no sense. Like I said, DiBiase and Snuka, there was no story behind it. What was the point of that match? Hercules and Valentine. Like I said, the story was Garvin and Valentine. Dusty and Honky. Hart Foundation and the Busters. Like I said, they're still beef. They're, Demolition trying to get their title back. Hart Foundation's not even in the title picture. It was a non-title match. Just all in all, not a very solid show. My 10 belt scale, I'll give SummerSlam 89, Feel the Heat, 5 belts. Yeah, about a 5. Is middle of the road. Nothing special, not completely awful, but there you have it. So that's it. Next up on the classic retrospectives, we'll take a look back at Clash of the Champions 8, the Fall Brawl 89. So give the channel a like, share, subscribe wherever you are. Hope you're doing well. Take care of one another, and I will see you when I see you.